Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to continue messing with the 79 Camaro Berlinetta. In the last video, my buddy Ed and I got this thing running after sitting since 1998. This was one of those spur-of-the-moment, unexpected purchases. The opportunity presented itself. The car was a very good deal, and I decided to take a gamble on it, and it looks like it might have paid off. A lot of you really enjoyed the last video too, and I've had a bunch of requests to continue filming content on the car. I don't really have a direction or a goal in mind with this, but you know, we're gonna see how it goes. But in this video, I want to get this car to where it would drive down my driveway and back. So we've got a bunch of basic service items to do just because, you know, oil and lack of coolant and all of that stuff. I've got to change the radiator and we're going to give the car a general overview to see, you know, what needs to be done in the future and all of that good stuff. So while I wait on Ed to get here, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the first task, the oil change. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is the first time I've really been able to see underneath this car. It's filthy, but it's actually pretty clean overall. I've noticed a couple very small rust holes, but that's to be expected, but really not all that bad. I'm still really not sure why this car got parked in the first place. The oil doesn't have any milkiness to it, so I wouldn't think it'd be a head gasket, but it could also be an external leak. The timing chain's definitely not broken. The only other obvious culprit I can think of would be the transmission, which I'm really not sure yet, but that is all to be determined. Being that we were able to get this thing running, which surprised me to say the least, I wanted to get some fresh oil in the engine before we go any further with the car. There's a laundry list of things that need to be done. It's always important to remember that regular maintenance is key to ensure a long life for a vehicle's mechanical components. When it comes to older cars like this, my oil of choice has always been Valvoline VR1. Most off-the-shelf oils nowadays are lacking the necessary additives that were crucial for properly lubricating engines back in the day. VR1 is technically branded as a high-performance racing oil, but it's also a great alternative for older pushrod-based engines, especially high-performance engines with flat-tappet camshafts. This is due to the oil's high zinc and phosphorus content, which offers extreme anti-wear protection and superior lubrication properties. Additional friction modifiers and enhanced anti-foaming properties make it the ideal choice for racing applications. It's even compatible with alcohol-based fuels. With conventional, synthetic blended, and full synthetic oils, Valvoline has got you covered. Not only were they the first motor oil brand, they were also the first oil brand to develop a high-mileage oil. Check out their product finder tool in the description box below to learn more about recommended products for whatever you drive. Alright, with the oil change out of the way, Ed and I went ahead and did a quick spark plug and wire change, so we're about to fire this thing back up and see if it runs any smoother. But while I was at O'Reilly Auto Parts the other day, I went ahead and ordered a very fancy new radiator for this car. I would say it's a little overkill, wouldn't you?
Oh, most definitely.
It's an aluminum 3-core radiator. I'm honestly not sure what the direction for this car is going to be, if there's going to be a direction, but it's definitely quite a bit of an upgrade versus a stock single-core radiator. So, you know, at least whoever buys this car is going to have a sweet radiator. Otherwise, if I decide to throw a better motor in this car, I will have a sweet radiator. So, made sense. But anyway, let's fire this thing up and see how she does. Come on, play nice. I think the choke isn't working right. lot better. So let's go ahead and get that radiator in place. We'll fill it up with coolant, lift it back up, and check out some stuff underneath. So while Ed finishes removing that original lower radiator hose, a couple things we noticed when we were changing the spark plugs and stuff out. I don't know the condition of the heater core in this car. I'm pretty sure it probably started leaking at one point because they cut the the coolant lines and did a little connector right here between the water pump and the intake manifold. So they did it was pinched off and stuff. So I redid that, so it's at least bypassed for now. We're not going to get any coolant leaks, and there's just no point in fiddling with the heater core right now. But anyway, the spark plugs were a little bit of a different story. It wasn't too hard getting them out, maybe a couple of them on this bank over here, but you guys have got to see the condition of those things because they were gnarly, to say the least.
They explained our misfire.
Yes, they did. Definitely crusty, but not all that surprising. I guess the surprising thing is that it actually ran as good as it did. So this was definitely a big step forward in getting this thing drivable. We only had one break off, so that was nice.
You want to see the inside of this radiator hose? I'm like genuinely concerned.
Sure. Ew. All right.
That's horrible.
It is horrible.
Oh, this poor car
is about to get a sweet upgrade. After we changed the plugs and wires, we went ahead and changed the thermostat too, just to, just in case. It would really suck to go through all this work changing out this radiator and stuff if the coolant couldn't even get in the engine. So anyway, all that's done. That bypass is finished. So really that's just about everything that we can do, or we're going to do up here. So we're going to go ahead and throw this radiator in, get all the new hoses attached, and go from there.
This is my first time changing a radiator.
Well, this isn't too bad, thankfully.
Oh yeah, that water pump is disgusting.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. All that coolant that was sitting in there, rusting everything. That's why that lower hose was so disgusting. You like my pet frog? It's really loud.
He's very talkative.
It likes to hang out behind the shop, apparently. So we're running into a little bit of a fitment problem with the new upper radiator hose. It's a pretty significant difference in shape. The new one actually isn't quite long enough to reach this radiator, so I might have to get one of those flexi hoses, but I'm gonna try to ponder this for a minute, see if I can come out with a solution. Otherwise, we'll just run back to O'Reilly and get something else. So my buddy Joe and I've talked about this a little bit on social media, but we're starting a restoration business called K&J Design and Auto Works. And we've got this 33 Pontiac Resto Mod in the shop, and it has one of these flexible type radiator hoses on it. So that kind of gave me an idea to try one on the Camaro, so just went down to O'Reilly, grabbed one, and we'll see how it fits. I got two different lengths. I'm going to end up putting a longer one and going around the compressor. I mean, we're not trying to make this roadworthy right now. We're just trying to get it to where it'll flow coolant and nothing will hit any moving parts. That will work fine, I think. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool. I'll tighten her down. The more I thought about it, I didn't like how that hose went on top of the compressor. It basically put that point as the highest point in the cooling system, so I was afraid that the system wouldn't be able to properly bleed itself. But thankfully, this upper hose that we pulled off the car in the first place was actually pretty clean. It didn't have near the stuff and crud and junk that lower hose did. So Ed's throwing that one back on. You've already got the trans cooler lines on, right?
That's right.
So basically we're just about ready to load this up with coolant and fire it up again, huh?
I'd say so, yeah.
Sweet. It's about time, hurry up.
Okay. Nope, it's leaking.
Good. I didn't check to see if the petcock was open.
Thankfully, it's closed.
It is. I'm gonna cap some of these open vacuum leak or ports and try to cap some of these leaks. Maybe we can get it idling. I think that's probably the reason why we're having trouble it idling earlier. It was trying to lean out and just died.
Yeah, it might actually start idling.
We don't need that charcoal canister one anymore. I have to go get a different cap for that one. So we are ready to fire this up again, but this time, now that we have coolant and everything, we're gonna actually try to run it for a little while and see how it does. See if we can actually get it idling because the choke is kind of So Ed's gonna man up here, check things over, top off the coolant. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up. We'll also get a clip at the exhaust, so fingers crossed. Way to drop things.
Hey, I did that on purpose.
Here we go. Holy cow, this thing runs like a sewing machine. Good gracious. Just have to give it a little bit of gas right there. I'm not sure if it's going to stay idling or not. It wants to. Ed, this is great.
Yeah, and so far it's not bleeding yet. Thermostat's got open. See if the heat works. Turn it on max.
Oh yeah.
Get the thermostat open.
No, that doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. So nothing has changed since we've done the plugs and wires except for plugging up all of those little vacuum leaks. I'm pretty sure that's why we couldn't get this thing idling in the first place. It was just taking in too much air and leaning itself out. So it's running fantastic. It's so smooth and it's weird to hear a Camaro so quiet. It's too quiet.
Too quiet.
Too quiet. We might have to fix that. This is awesome. I'd say she's a smoker. Bro, what'd you do? What did you do? Oh my gosh! We've had this thing running for about 10 minutes now, and all this smoke back here is just about completely cleared out. Wow. This is just freaking phenomenal. Yeah, buddy. The temperature is showing just about perfect.
Sounds like it's going down. Oh yeah.
There we go. Much better. Dude, heck yeah. let's jack it up a little bit and see if it'll go in gear. You ready to see if this was a big waste of time?
Let's do this, man. Let's get it out of the way.
Might have been a waste of time.
Is the parking brake on?
No.
Is the shift linkage still hooked up?
Feels like it.
Is there fluid in it?
I don't know.
That might be it.
Let's check the fluid.
Let's check the fluid. Oh, that is bone dry.
To your question, no, there's no transmission fluid in it. So, what am I doing? We're gonna fill that up.
All right.
I think I've got some fluid.
This car better move after this. Hey, we got some spinach. Hey.
Holy cow.
It wasn't a total waste of time.
Let's drive. Woo, that sounds bad.
Yo, what is that?
Brakes. Rust.
Jeez.
It goes into gear though.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Sick. I get nervous every time I pump it up. It's time for a test drive. Gotta put some more gas in first. Yes. You know the only thing we haven't checked out yet, huh?
What?
Brakes.
Yeah, we'll find
It
out.
had pressure, and you topped off the fluid, right?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, if anything, the e-brake will probably work. At least once.
At least once, yeah.
All right, maiden voyage time.
Kyle, I thought you just hooked up the transmission linkage.
Woo-hoo! I don't think I've been this excited to film a video in a long time. She's mint. Brakes work.
Awesome!
Holy cow, this is awesome.
Not gonna lie, this is the coolest thing ever.
Best day ever.
It actually skidded the tires. Feel that rumble.
Let's not die. Let's do one more check of the brakes. Sound good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, those work.
Good enough.
Those are perfect.
Just getting the rust off.
Oh,
Drifting.
sideways. Huh.
Holy cow, this is... Whoop! Bottomed out a little bit.
Down.
Again. Holy cow, dude.
Look at this.
25 years.
Would you just look at it?
25 years. Oh, that's bad. Not here.
I got you, bro. Going back to safety. Hey, it shifted.
Yeah, I did.
Holy cow. What the heck are we gonna do with this thing?
Sell it to me? That's what we're gonna do with it. Hey, it drives good enough to bring it to my house, alright?
I know, right? We need some outside clips.
Oh yeah.
Ow! Ow!
She's a little low, isn't she?
A little bit. Ouch! It hurts every time.
Oh, that sounds mean. He keeps bottoming out on that hill. Smells like America.
Well, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so because, of course, there's always a lot more where that came from. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.